What's going on, Dolphins? It is your boy Dillon. I am back with you. This is my Dolphins versus Bengals recap. So I'm going to go ahead and break down the game for you. Get straight into it. So obviously it was another disappointing loss. You know, in the first half we thought we were going to be able to do it, and then well, I mean, a whole lot of things went wrong. So let me get into it. Obviously, we lost 17-27. We had 297 total yards. They had 332. We had 169 passing yards. They had 229. We had 128 rushing yards, and they had 103. We had 5 yards per play. They had 5.7. We lost 1 fumble and had 2 interceptions. Gave up 2 interceptions, and then they gave up 1. Our third down conversion rate was solid. It was 30%. Theirs was only 18. Time of possession, 29 minutes, 25 seconds for us, 30 minutes, 25 seconds for them, so pretty even. And penalties, it was 9-6. So that obviously was a major reason. Now, several of those penalties, or a few of those penalties anyway, came, late in the game after our offensive line had been shuffled around and stuff. I mean, there's no excuse for that. There were definitely several penalties on us that shouldn't have been there. Some of the pre-snap penalties towards the end of the game, and throughout the game there were a couple that, you can't have, but like I said, a couple of them for sure. A few of them came, towards the end of the game. There was the one on special teams. Martrell Spate was called for taunting. I mean, you can't do that. That gave him 15 yards. But then there was a bullshit call later on in that drive against TJ McDonald. They called it for, I think, like unnecessary roughness, leading with the helmet or whatever. But I mean, when you watch the replay, it's another one of those, like, what is the dude supposed to do? And there were a couple crap calls on both sides. There was 1 or 2 that they should have called on us, and 1 or 2 that they should have called on them. There were a couple called that weren't great. So the officiating wasn't great, but I mean, ultimately that wasn't, the deciding factor. That certainly helped the Bengals' cause. Certainly, they got one of their scoring drives came on the one where the taunting penalty, and then we had them stopped, but then they got that penalty on TJ McDonald, which I thought was a bad call. And like I said, there were a couple of them, but I'm not going to focus on that because, like I said, that wasn't the big thing for us. I mean, the defense was playing well throughout, and I expect that they're gonna, we can expect them to get stronger once we get guys back. Once Wake's back, Rashad was looking good, but once Wake's back and Branch is back and Bobby McCain's back, hopefully they can all stay healthy from, right now, and then we get those guys back and our defense is gonna, strengthen. So that's an upside, right? I think that our defense is going to continue to play well, can get better. The problem is, and unfortunately, man, I really hate saying this, I do, but it's the thing that the offense is struggling because of the offensive line. First, we lose Josh Sitton early on. Right, throughout the preseason and the first game of the year, that offensive line was looking good. We have the weapons in the backfield at tight end and at receiver to really make some noise and to do some stuff, have explosive plays. But the problem is then they look, like I said, they look pretty good and looked like they had a solid base to build on after that first game. But then we lose Sitton. There goes the left guard, the Pro Bowl left guard we bring in, right, in the offseason. One of the major, cornerstone moves that we made this offseason to make this offense, good, because that's been obviously one of our big problems. Is that's why Tannehill was the most sacked quarterback in the league is the first 4 years he was here, and we haven't. It's so frustrating. I understand, and finally I felt like we were going to have that, but, we're losing them. They're just dropping like flies, and so we lose him. Then we lose Daniel Kilgore to a season-ending injury, right? So both of the two major acquisitions we brought in the offseason to fortify that line now make that, and that's why our running game fell off the past couple games. It picked back up this game. We were doing better with that for sure. Our run defense was better. Like I said, the defense was holding pretty strong for, as well as they could throughout the game, but it was that offensive line that really killed it. And like I said, that's where some of those penalties came late in the game on Sam Young coming in for Tunsil, because Tunsil is out with a concussion or in the protocol. So, I mean, the concern, and on offense, hopefully, we keep saying it about Parker, but hopefully eventually he'll get healthy and that'll just be one more weapon. But for sure, AJ Derby should get healthy. Chase Allen was back, so that was good for the defense. But that was another one. That was another bullshit call too. Is Chase Allen got in there and deflected the ball on a punt, I believe it was. And then barely bumped into the barely skinned the kicker, right? So if you hit the ball, it's not a foul. Well, whatever. They called it on the field that it was roughing the kicker or something. It was either roughing or maybe they just said hitting the kicker. I don't remember. But anyway, point is though, is with that one, I mean, even if it looked like it on the tape, I mean, it'd be for sure. It was hard. It would be hard to definitively say that from the replay, but it did look like it. The ball got deflected, right, and he was right there. The guy who was supposed to be blocking Chase Allen kind of pushed him into the kicker for one, so that's one reason why it should have been a no call. That's what I think, is it should have just been a no call. And he barely even hit him anyway. He fucking, it was just nuts. Anyway, and then, so, the other reason why, though, that the Bengals won was just, honestly, some lucky bounces. Those two pick sixes that they had off of Tannehill, one of them actually was considered a fumble. The one fumble he lost. It was one pick six and a fumble return. But those were just super lucky plays, man. The ball just bounced. And, I'm not saying that's an excuse or anything for why we lost. Those plays came because our offensive line was decimated and, whatever. So that's the big unfortunate takeaway from this game is we need to do something about that offensive line. And hopefully Tunsil can come back for the next game. Hopefully he can, clear the concussion protocol to come back for the next game. Anyway, so I did most of my discussion without getting through any of these stats. So let me continue on, though. Tannehill was 20 for 35, a 57.1%. Completion percentage, 185 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, and a 57.4 passer rating. Andy Dalton was 20 for 30. Whatever his completion percent, it was like 70 something or like 60, high 60s. I didn't put it in there, sorry. I missed that, but it was like high 60s. 248 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and 89.3 passer rating. Rushing stats, Frank Gore led for us. Like I said, our running game was definitely getting better. It's, God, man, they need to do something about that offensive line for real. I mean, obviously we can expect Tunsil to come back at some point. Even if I hope it's for this next game, but even if not, he will come back at some point. But that left side, man, we need to, I think we need to sign somebody at least, man. Like, I mean, I know we have at center, Travis Swanson is who started, and then they signed John Wesley, and halfway through the season we can get Jake Brendel back. So I don't know, maybe that'll work. And maybe we just need to get a guard. Maybe we need to find some guard that's still out there on the market. A veteran guy that can come in and because golly, man, if we can stabilize that line, we could be all right. Anyway, Frank Gore led for us, 12 rushes, 63 yards, 5.3 average. Then Kenyon Drake came up next with 6 rushes, 46 yards, 7.7 average. And Ryan Tannehill rushed for 3 attempts for 17 yards, 5.7 average. Joe Mixon carried the load for them, 22 rushes, 93 yards, 4.2 average. Going into receiving stats, Kenyon Drake led for us with 7 out of 11 targets, 69 yards and a touchdown. Albert Wilson was 5 for 6, 43 yards. Danny Amendola 3 for 4, 30 yards. Mike Gesicki 3 for 5, 26 yards. Jakeem Grant, I'm sorry. That's basically where it is, or where it ended. There wasn't much after that. Jakeem Grant didn't have. I think he had a catch or two, but I mean it was pretty quiet after that. The passing. I mean, and, you know, like I said, a lot. That offensive line is gonna haunt me. I'm sorry. No, it's honestly, I would just like to see them make a move. You know, because they gotta do something about that. All right, for the Bengals, AJ Green led 6 catches on 10 targets, 112 yards. Tyler Boyd was 4 for 7, 44 yards. CJ Uzomah was 2 for 2, or Uzoma was 2 for 2, 43 yards. Alex Erickson 3 for 3, 24 yards, and Joe Mixon was 3 for 4, 22 yards and a touchdown. Like I said, Ryan Tannehill lost that one fumble that was bounced right into Nick Vigil's hands. I think it was Nick Vigil, or no, it was Hubbard, I think. And just like the interception, it just bounced right into their hands. That's 14 points right there. You know, I mean, if that didn't happen, if they didn't have that, that would have been, they would have been 13. It would have been 17-13. I mean, those were just super lucky bounces. I mean, don't get me wrong, they got good pressure, and again, because those came later in the game, that offensive line was just super banged up, man. And then we had Nick O'Leary in there that was, had just been signed off the practice squad to be in there to help block, It became a huge mess. Anyway, so defensive statistics, Rashad Jones led the way for us. 7 solo, 1 assisted tackle, a tackle for loss, and 2 passes defense. Jerome Baker, 6 solo, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss. Kiko Alonso, 4 solo, 1 interception for 15 yards and a pass defense. Raekwon McMillan, 4 solo, 2 assists, 1 tackle for loss. Minkah Fitzpatrick, 4 solo, 1 assist, 1 tackle for loss. Xavier Howard had 1 assisted tackle and 1 pass defense. For them, Nick Vigil led the way, 7 solo, 2 assisted, 1 tackle for loss, 1 pass defense. Vontaze Burfict, 4 solo, 3 assists. Jesse Bates, 4 solo, 1 assist, 1 interception, 1 pass defense. Preston Brown, 3 solo. Sam Hubbard, 3 solo, 1 tackle for loss, 1 forced fumble, 1 pass defense. Michael Johnson, 2 solo, 1 assist, 1 interception for 22 yards. Carlos Dunlap, 2 solo, 1 assist, 1 sack, 1 forced fumble. Geno Atkins, 2 solo, 1 assist, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss. Drake Kirkpatrick, 2 solo, 1 tackle for loss, 2 pass defensed. And William Jackson, 1 solo tackle and 2 passes defensed. And then Jordan Willis, 1 solo, 2 assisted tackles. Let's see, kicking game. Jason Sanders was good on his 1 field goal. It was 42 yards and 2 for 2 on his extra points. Randy Bullock was good on his 2 field goals, along of 51, good on his 3 extra points. Punting, Matt Hawk was holding it down as he usually does. Our kicking game was good. Special teams was good. We had a blocked field goal. I don't know. Anyway, Matt Hawk was 5 attempts with a 41.8 average. 4 of those were inside the 20 with a long of 58. Kevin Huber had 4 punts, 43.3 average, 1 inside the 20 with a long of 50. Kickoff returns, Jakeem Grant had 3 with a 29.7 average, with a long of 32. I think he still leads the league in punt or kickoff return average. I think coming into this game he did, and he probably still does. In punt return, Jakeem Grant had, and they didn't have any kickoff returns. Jakeem Grant had 3 punt returns with a 28.3 average, 1 touchdown, and it was for 71 yards. And then Alex Erickson had 2 returns for 9.5 average with a long of 13. So, yeah, I mean, that's about all I got for you guys. I'm not at all by any means, I'm certainly frustrated, disappointed, upset. I thought we certainly had a chance to win this game, and certainly going into the half, everything looked good. The big thing is that offensive line, man. We need to figure out something for that. I think our defense can be fine throughout the year, and if the offense can help them out, and play like they were playing in the first half of that game, and maybe when Tunsil comes back, hopefully for this next game, that they can settle back out. They weren't doing bad with Tunsil, Larson and Swanson in there. They weren't doing bad, so because they were doing well in the first half, but when they lost Tunsil in the second half, it went to complete shit from there. And then they had a couple lucky plays, couple lucky bounces. There was some questionable officiating, but certainly we had more legit penalties than we needed to, or should, whatever needed to. We don't ever need penalties, but we certainly had more mistakes, but again, a few of those did come when the offensive line got all shuffled around and stuff. So but like I said, like I was saying, I'm not at all ready to say that the season's but we do need to keep an eye on what's going on with that offensive line. We really do need to hope that Tunsil gets himself healthy and can be back as soon as possible. For me, man, even just to give me some peace of mind, or just to show me that they're doing everything they can, I think we need to sign a guard. Because like I said, I think that, with Swanson, Travis Swanson, and John Wesley, maybe they'll be all right. Like I said, we do get Jake Brendel back somewhere or about halfway through the year. He should be able to come off IR. And we'll get Mike Hull back too. So, if we can stop losing players, we should be able to get guys healthy and keep bolstering our defense and our offense. I think we need to sign a guard. I think we should find a way to sign a guard. That's what I would like. But either way, that offensive line is going to play a huge role, and for sure, like I said, I'm not ready to cast doom and gloom on the season. Not even close. There's still a lot of football left to play, but that offensive line could make or break the season. Being honest, being realistic, as usual, because that's usually one of our biggest issues. Because honestly, I think we've solved, a lot of our problems coming into this year, and the offensive line was supposed to be one of those. But with the injuries that have hit that particular group, we need to get something figured out. Anyway, I'm going to stop blabbing. You guys get the picture. Coach Gase had a press conference. Tannehill did as well. I'll get those to you at the end of this video. Keep your heads up, guys. It's definitely not over. Like I said, there's a lot of football left to play. We gotta, no matter what, like I said, last week after that debacle, we always gotta stay behind our team, no matter what. That's what it means to be a true diehard fan. We've got a lot of things that are, right about that. We just need to get that offensive line. This team is on the right track. They do have a lot of the right pieces. They just have to get that offensive line figured out. If they can do that, man, this team really can finally be complete, and the offense can be special. So, with that said, I'm gonna let you guys go. If you like the video, if you like what I do for you guys, I hope so. I try and make it as good a show for you as I possibly can. I definitely try and stay upbeat even in these times. But this, this stuff does happen. It is football, and sometimes you just have unlucky bounces. But this team is resilient. Gase and everybody will get it together. Like I said, I hope they. Anyway, so stay up, stay upbeat, stay behind the team, guys. We'll get things figured out. Don't worry. They'll figure something out. So let's breathe. I know I'm still kind of whatever, worked up myself, but we gotta breathe. We gotta keep with it. So anyway, if you like the video, subscribe. Hit the like button, share it with your friends and family. Leave your questions, comments, concerns, all that good stuff in the comment section. And follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle's on the end screen. And I hope you guys enjoy the interviews. I'll see y'all soon. Fins up.
Yeah, we had a play action called. Got quick pressure, got moved to the right. All the receivers were to the left. Was just trying to throw it away and not take the sack there, put us in a long yardage situation. I had 2 tight ends there. Tried to just dump it down low to the back of Durham. Ended up going off his helmet and right into somebody else's hands.
Ryan, the difference between in the first half seemed like you guys were managing the ball well, moving it, put points on the board, and then you come back in the second half, and it just seemed like every time you went back, it was a jailbreak coming after you, and certainly made it difficult. What changed other than Laramie Tunsil? Because he was, a little later in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, they did a good job. I felt like our 2 drives in the third quarter, we had the field goal, and they came back and had the 3rd and 1. They did a good job covering up. We didn't really get what we wanted there once we got outside. Then, past that in the fourth quarter, they did a good job on defense of getting pressure and not letting us get to what we wanted to downfield.
I think the natural question on 3rd and 1, you go down, you give yourself a little run pass option. I think Albert got bumped off his route and you tried to throw it deep. As opposed to that, very short yardage, the thought of quarterback sneak, or, how do you feel about the call that came in?
Oh, I like the call. It's something we worked throughout the week. We liked the call throughout the week, and it was something we felt good about. They did a good job of disrupting our slide guy coming across Albert. Latched onto him, latched onto the over, and all we had was the one-on-one downfield. So I tried to put it up and, can he make a play, get a pass interference, something like that. So just have to give credit to them. They did a good job of taking it away from us.
Adam talked about finding something in this offense that you can latch on to and get going after the last couple of weeks. Do you feel there's enough there with this offense still that you guys can be as successful as you want to be and get the points on the board you need?
Yeah, no question. I think we got the run game going today, so that's good. Got Frank going downhill. We had efficient runs, which was huge. Coming off last week, we didn't have the efficient runs on 1st and 2nd down, and we had positive yardage on our run game. So we felt really good. I felt really good about what we did in the run game. We just have to be cleaner all the way around, convert 3rd downs, and stay on the field.
On the play that Armando just asked you about, how quickly did you realize that the ball hit his helmet and what was going through your mind if you saw it?
Yeah, I didn't know what happened. I was getting hit as I was throwing it, so I was just trying to dump it and not take a 9-yard sack there. But I really didn't know what happened. I heard the crowd cheer and everyone running away from me, so I knew something bad happened.
Were you trying to throw it to the ground?
Yeah, I was trying to throw it low to Durham there. My only tight end my only player on that side of the field to throw the ball away and not get a grounding call. So, looking back at it, I wish I would have took the sack and lived to fight another day. But was just trying to be smart with football and not take a sack.
So the team was still in position to win. You get a penalty, and then it's 3rd and 17. Tell me about, obviously, that critical play where you get hit and the ball goes the other way. What happened?
Yeah, 3rd and 17. Had a double move on the outside with Jakeem. Got middle safety, what we were looking for. Played a man. Felt pressure coming from the right. Stepped up and moved to the left. Jakeem was in front of his guy downfield, was trying to get the ball to him, and got hit as I was releasing it.
Obviously, you don't have the next man up mentality, but how tough is it to play as a quarterback when you got 3 backups out there on your offensive line?
Well, anytime starters go down, it's hard. But our guys came in and battled. You guys give credit to the defense. They did a good job of getting pressure and shaking things up. But it's part of football. We have to have that next man up mentality and be able to be ready to go when your number's called.
Ryan, it doesn't get easier. The Bears coming to Hard Rock next week. They're an aggressive defense. You feel confident you can get this offense headed in the right direction and put some points on the board against a very good defensive team?
Yeah, we just got to come back and go to work. I felt good about the plan coming in, and we left some opportunities early, I think, on the field. Then we kind of got in a groove a little bit there in the second quarter. Even in the third quarter, felt good about what we were doing. And then it all started with the turnover. That's on me. Can't let that happen. Find a way to take the sack or throw it away to a different spot, something. Can't turn the ball over in that situation, and that really gave them the momentum and put us on our heels a little bit. So that's squarely on me. Regardless of what happens up front, I have to take care of the football.
Ryan, are you able to look at the big picture right now that you guys are 3-2, and if so, what do you think of the big picture?
I'm not really worried about the big picture right now. Just worried about getting better, because obviously we didn't finish the way we want to finish. We expect to finish, and that's on me. So I have to go back to work, take a look at the tape, and evaluate what I can do better, and be ready to go next week.
You mentioned that parts of the game plan were going as you thought they would. One of those parts seemed to be passing the ball to Kenyon. Why do you think that worked today?
Kenyon's great out of the backfield. He's something that we like doing. He's good, he's fast, he has great hands. He's a matchup problem on the outside. So something that's always going to be in our game plan, and felt like he executed well today, getting out of the backfield.
After these games, do you feel like you have an offensive identity?
Yeah. I don't think our identity changed. Like I said, I felt good about the run game. Felt like we were executing on first and second down for 3 quarters. We just have to find a way to finish. When things go sideways a little bit and there's some adversity, when Tunsil goes down, when we have a turnover, we just have to tighten down, tighten up, and find a way to keep playing and get points on the board.
Ryan, what can you say about how the defense played today and being able to help you guys get out to that lead?
Yeah, defense played great today. Really happy about how they played, and really proud of the way they battled. They did a great job all day. Got an early turnover. Special teams made some big plays for us. The blocked field goal in the return. Defense did a great job. This is squarely on me, squarely on the offense, and that's my responsibility. So, it's my fault.
Can you put your finger on the last 2 games? What changed offensively for you guys to struggle the way you had?
Well, the last 2 games are completely different. The way last game went and the way this game went. It felt really good this game. I felt like we finally got into a groove a little bit there in the second quarter. Obviously didn't come out to the start we wanted to, but we got into a groove there in the second quarter, and even in the third quarter. Like I said, we felt good about what was going on. Felt good about our game plan, how we were attacking them, and then it all unraveled when it started with the turnover. So, like I said, it's on me, and have to find a way to eliminate those plays and get the ball in the end zone.
Last question, guys. I guess those plays both kind of seem odd. Have you guys, turnovers that seem to be with the big 6 and the fumble?
Yeah, the fumble, I don't know if I can do much about that one. I'm trying to make a play, 3rd and 17. Just, I knew the guy was chasing me. I didn't know how close he was. Obviously, he's like 6'8" and got a really long arm, so he made a good play on it. But the first one, it's squarely on me. Just trying to make a smart play by not taking the sack, and ended up kind of getting unlucky and being a dumb play. So just got to take care of the football and take the sack and live for another down.
Did a good job of being out, really down a lot of guys, and had a good plan going in, and did a good job getting turnover in the red zone and holding them to some field goals, and we just didn't do a good job on offense.
It seemed like everyone in the stadium, they get that personal foul, that penalty on Spade over the side, because it just seemed like at that point the momentum shifted, and just you guys couldn't get anything to bring it back to you.
Yeah, we had 2 penalties on that drive and killed us. I mean, it's just that's gonna lead to points every time.
Coach, Ryan Tannehill, under 200 yards again in this game, for all intents and purposes, 2 pick 6, another one went for a fumble. How do you evaluate what he's been doing over the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, we just got to take a look at what's going on. We lost Laramie, and I think that kind of shook us up a little bit, and we didn't bounce back from that very well. And they started teeing off on us. So we got to clean a lot of things up, and we got to figure out, how to give them a chance to throw it. We got to make sure the ball's coming out on time. We got to get open. There's a lot of things we got to get cleaned up.
First half, you had the running game going between Gore and Drake, and then kind of died out in the second half and allowed them to kind of do what you said, put the pressure on Ryan and really create a small pocket for him.
Yeah, we got behind the sticks. The first half we were 2nd and 5. It's a lot easier to keep running the ball when you're 2nd and 10, 2nd and 12, 2nd and 20. You're just trying to get in 3rd and manageable, because against this group, if you go 3rd and forever, that's not a good formula.
What did you see happening on that first pick six that Tannehill threw?
Well, we got beat real fast off the edge, and he was trying to flush out, but he was walled off. He's probably just got to eat the sack there, and then he was trying to just dump it down to Durham was the check down, but he was kind of caught up with everybody. It's probably a play where he just needs to eat it, take the sack.
How did Laramie end up getting concussions? How do you think?
I don't know. I'm assuming. I don't know, though.
How do you get this team to respond? Obviously, 2 straight losses. This is a tough one considering you have a 14-point lead. How do you get them to rally back?
That's what these guys will do. They always do. They'll bounce back. We'll get going on Wednesday. We'll correct what we need to correct on Monday. We'll get a little healthier, which will help, and get some of our guys back. We just got to – I thought the defense did a lot of good things today, and we did not do a good job on offense.
I had a chance at the end of the game. Tell me about what you remember about the 3rd down play that sort of sealed it.
Yeah, we were just trying to see if we could get Jakeem to shake free, and it looked like he did for a second, but then, Ryan was under duress. I think he was just going to try to throw it as far as he could, but that's what happens when you got a 3rd and whatever it was forever. It takes a minute, and those corners are going to be playing way off, so it takes a second for those guys to get by him.
What about the decision on the 3rd and 1, 3rd and inches? You just try to push it over the quarterback, you end up going deep down the field on a little boot out there.
Yeah, I thought we had what we wanted. We didn't execute it very well. Just didn't make the right decision.
One thing that seemed to work was screens to Drake. What went into the thought process to get him heavily involved in the passing game?
He is every week. It's just when you have 47 plays most of the time, it's just not going to work very well. The numbers are going to be shitty.
You went with Gore on 1st downs a lot. What went into that decision?
We're just trying to get in a rhythm, see if we can get something going. Frank does his best work when he's getting consistent touches. I think Kenyon does a really good job of being able to go in and out and just kind of pick up to, like he was been in there for the whole time. So,
Is Ryan the quarterback, or you have
yeah. We just got to get a lot of things cleaned up. He's getting hit too much. I got to find a way to get the ball out of his hands. Either get guys open quicker or figure something else out in the run game. We just got to look at a lot of things.
You guys look like you're surviving the line in the first 2-3 quarters. What's where it changed in the 4th?
Our left tackle isn't in. That kind of can do some damage. And then when you get behind, it kind of causes problems.
Do you feel like you're establishing or working to establish an offensive identity or have one?
Well, I was feeling good there in the first couple of weeks where I thought we were trending in the right direction, but now we got to kind of look at some things. We got to look at who's healthy, who do we have, how do we protect, how do we get the run game, what's the right run game to really get to. So we got to kind of reevaluate some things.
Playing the look outside,
I don't know. I haven't even thought that far ahead.
Adam, are you thinking that the game went south when you lost your left tackle? Is that what are you?
Well, it just makes it really hard to be able to do that. We hurt ourselves by not getting the 1st down conversion on the 3rd and 1, and then we get a penalty and we're 2nd and forever, and that's just not going to be good business for us. So it was like a couple things went wrong, and then once we lost him, then there was some avalanche there for us to where now I could tell that we were worried about being able to throw the ball down the field.
How difficult, I guess, is it to call plays to goal line?
I thought we were all right early. You know, it seemed like everything was working pretty smooth. You know, that's a kind of team you just don't want you don't want them to get into a rhythm. That's the hardest thing is you get those interior guys start rushing the guys coming off the edge, and you become one-dimensional. That's not a good formula.
All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the interviews. I hope you enjoyed the show. And as always, if you did, please hit the subscribe button, you know, share it with your friends, post on Facebook, you know, whatever. Hit the like button, and definitely leave me some comments, questions, concerns, anything you'd like to see or hear in the videos, you know, stuff like that. So definitely let me know. And of course, the most important thing is subscribe. So with that said, I'll see you guys soon, and fins up.